Unlike some other philosophies that might leave you scratching your head or nodding off to sleep, Stoicism is the cool kid on the block. The practical philosopher, if you will. It's not just about flexing poetry or pondering the meaning of life from a comfy armchair. No, sir. Stoicism is all about rolling up your sleeves and getting to business in the chaos of everyday life. And since it's a practical philosophy, it's by no means a quick fix. Rather, it is a set of principles and virtues that are to be practiced on a daily basis. And this is what our channel is all about. It's about becoming a doer, a true Stoic. In today's video, we will give you 4 ways in which you can actually start practicing Stoicism, turning you from a thinker into a doer. 1. Daily reflection. Marcus Aurelius always reminded himself about the nature of all things, including his. He knew that everything was impermanent, and that he too will perish as time goes by. He says, "Meditate upon what you ought to be in body and soul when death overtakes you. Meditate on the brevity of life and the measureless gulf of eternity behind it and before, and upon the frailty of everything material. Always begin your day with a moment of introspection. Take time to reflect on the transient nature of life. First, always understand that you are a mortal, and accept the undeniable fact for your mortality, for it is natural. As you reflect over your nature, it is important to also realize that you are here to do the duty of a human being, to love, to live, to laugh, to create, and to add value to your own community. Then proceed to contemplate what lies within your control and what does not. As you meditate on this distinction, you will begin to cultivate a sense of inner peace and resilience, understanding that external events are beyond your sphere of influence, while your response to them remains within your power, and that whatever might go wrong in your day, you will be able to handle it well, regardless of what it is. Always engage in a reflective examination of your actions and decisions, without judgment or self-criticism. Assess the choices you made and their outcomes. Identify areas where you could have responded more virtuously or acted with greater wisdom. The practice of honest self-reflection fosters personal growth and development, enabling you to continually refine your character and align your actions with Stoic principles. 2. Focus on virtue. Marcus Aurelius would always say that our happiness tends to be indifferent to all things material, as only being virtuous can truly contribute to lasting happiness. Being a good person is under our own control, so we should focus on that endeavor. He says, "The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Therefore, you should guard accordingly and take care that you entertain no notions unsuitable to virtue and reasonable nature." True happiness, or eudaimonia, is not found in external circumstances, but rather in living a life of virtue. Health, wealth, and reputation are often beyond our control, subject to the whims of fate. In contrast, our character and actions are within our control, and they give us a solid foundation for navigating life's ups and downs. Pursuing material possessions or social status as sources of happiness can lead to dissatisfaction, as these external goods are transient and ultimately fleeting. Virtues like wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, however, are enduring qualities that contribute to a more stable and sustainable form of happiness. Stoicism teaches us that human beings are rational and social creatures, capable of living in harmony with nature, and by aligning our actions with the principles of virtue, we fulfill our inherent nature as rational beings and achieve a sense of inner harmony and contentment. Therefore, Stoicism encourages individuals to focus on being good people and cultivating virtuous qualities, as this is the path to lasting happiness. Let's consider the virtue of kindness as an example. Imagine you're at work and a colleague is struggling with a project. They're feeling overwhelmed and stressed out. Now you have a choice. You could ignore their struggles, focusing solely on your own tasks and priorities. Or you could practice kindness by offering them assistance and support. Maybe you lend them a helping hand, share some helpful resources, or simply lend a sympathetic ear. You not only alleviate your colleague's burden, but also strengthen your relationship with them. You create a positive atmosphere in the workplace, creating a sense of camaraderie and mutual respect. And in return, you experience a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction, knowing that you've made a positive impact on someone else's life. And in this way, practicing the virtue of kindness brings happiness not only to others, but also to yourself. Incorporating virtues into your daily actions and decisions isn't just a philosophical exercise, it's a part of your nature as a human being. The Stoics invite us to observe what's already common in nature. They invite us to look around at all species, such as the bees, ants, and wolves, how they live, hunt, and eat in communities. And since we're a species of our own, isn't it only natural we do the same? To cooperate, to make our lives easier for each other. 3. Manage emotions. When we talk about emotions from the Stoic perspective, many YouTube channels will have you think that in order to be a Stoic, you must completely shut off your emotions, but that's far from the truth. During intense emotions like anger, it might seem impossible to regain control. The Stoic philosophers, including Seneca, understood this well. In his essay, On Anger, found in his Dialogues and Essays, he describes anger as a fleeting madness. He says, "For it is equally devoid of self-control, regardless of decorum, forgetful of kinship, obstinately engrossed in whatever it begins to do, deaf to reason and advice, excited by trifling causes, awkward at perceiving what is true and just, and very like a falling rock which breaks itself into pieces upon the very thing which it crushes." The idea here is not to repress our emotions, but rather simply not have them in the first place. But how can this happen? We all experience what Seneca terms as first movements in response to various events. These initial reactions, whether shock, excitement, or fear, are natural, physiological responses beyond our control. Crucially, the Stoics distinguish these first movements from emotions. Emotions, they argue, only arise if we allow these initial reactions to escalate through poor judgment. The process of emotional development thus consists of 3 stages: first movement, judgment, emotion. While we lack control over the first and third stages, the pivotal stage is judgment. Here lies our capacity to halt a first movement in its tracks, or permit our initial reactions to evolve into destructive and uncomfortable emotions. Let's imagine a situation where you're driving to an important meeting, and suddenly another driver cuts you off abruptly, nearly causing an accident. Your immediate reaction, the first movement, might be a surge of adrenaline, frustration, or even anger. These initial feelings are natural and automatic, beyond your control. They are physiological and part of the human experience. The next stage is judgment. Here, you have a choice. You can either react impulsively, perhaps honking your horn, yelling, or gesturing angrily at the other driver, or you can choose to pause and assess the situation rationally. If you opt for the former, allowing your initial reaction to escalate unchecked, you may find yourself consumed by anger or road rage, the emotion stage. This emotional response can cloud your judgment, leading to further negative consequences, such as aggressive driving or lingering frustration that affects your mood for the rest of the day. However, if you exercise good judgment, you might recognize that getting angry or retaliating won't change the situation and could potentially make it worse. Instead, you choose to let go of your initial reaction, maintaining control over your emotions, and continue driving safely to your destination. In this example, the Stoic approach encourages you to acknowledge your first movement without allowing it to escalate into a harmful emotion. By exercising rational judgment, you can prevent the development of destructive emotional responses and maintain a sense of inner calm and control. Marcus Aurelius says, "The quality of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts." 4. Cultivate gratitude. For Stoics, gratitude transcends mere appreciation. It's a fundamental principle. It entails recognizing our interconnectedness with the universe and acknowledging everything we possess as a gift deserving of gratitude, to embrace the present moment fully and derive satisfaction from life's simplest pleasures. This practice transforms gratitude from a fleeting emotion into a guiding principle, reshaping how we perceive and engage with the world around us. It's about focusing on what we have over what we lack, and to practice gratitude over the abundance already present in our lives, such as our family, our friends, our skills, our current situation, our access to the internet, and our overall good health. And cultivate humility by acknowledging our reliance on others and the natural world. A general example of gratitude that everyone can relate to is being thankful for the gift of life itself. Regardless of circumstances or backgrounds, each person has the opportunity to experience the beauty and wonder of existence. Each person has the gift to dance, to sing, to draw, to paint, to write, to laugh, to sleep, and to eat chocolate. Gratitude for the simple fact of being alive, with all its potential for growth, learning, and connection, is a universal sentiment that transcends cultural, socioeconomic, and personal differences. Practice gratitude everywhere and at all times. It's a virtue like no other, and it's the key to becoming content with one's life. In wrapping up our journey into the Stoic mindset, let's recap the importance of those daily practices. From reflecting on life's impermanence to focusing on virtues like kindness and gratitude, Stoicism offers a practical roadmap for navigating the chaos of everyday life. So don't just nod along to these insights like you're at a philosophy lecture. Roll up your sleeves and dive into the Stoic pool of wisdom. Now, as we part ways, remember this. Implementing small changes can lead to big shifts in your mindset and overall well-being. So why not start today? I invite you to join this journey of Stoic exploration. Like, subscribe, and share your experiences with Stoicism. Whether it's a moment of triumph over hardship, a newfound perspective on life's challenges, or a simple act of kindness inspired by Stoic virtues. Practice a little gratitude, flex those virtue muscles, and embrace life with the resilience of a true Stoic. And who knows, you might just find yourself laughing in the face of adversity, armed with the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius and the humor of a stand-up philosopher. Together, let's continue to learn, grow, and thrive with the steadfast resolve of a true Stoic.